Hello everyone. Our lesson for today is on measures of central tendency, and this time we will be having median and mode of grouped data. So let's start with median of grouped data. So the median of a distribution is the value lying in the middle of the given data. How to find the median of grouped data? The first thing that you are going to do is you have to construct a cumulative frequency table and then identify the group the median is in, or the median class. How to find the median class? You have to have n over 2. The th here represents the number of observation, where, in other words, the value of the median where it is located. So let's have, every time we find the median class, we have to use this. And then the third step that you're going to do is use the median formula, which is median is equal to L plus the quantity of n over 2 minus the sum of f sub L all over f sub med times I. So let's identify what are all these symbols here. L stands for the true lower limit of your median class. N is the total number of observation. I is the class size, you know that. And then F sub med is equal to the frequency of the median class. I will show you where it is located later on in our example. And then, of course, the sum of F sub L, which is the cumulative frequency of the class preceding the median class. Or actually, it's just the sum of the frequencies of all the class interval before the median class. And let's have some examples here. Okay, so we have here a table of weights of athletes, and then we'll try to find the median. This is actually the example that we had before with finding the mean of grouped data. So we have here the weights in kilos, which is our actually class interval. And then this one is your frequency, and this one is your cumulative frequency. So how to find the cumulative frequency? We will just have to start with our frequency 5, and then followed by adding 5 to the next frequency. So you will have 23, and then 23 plus 42, that gives you 65. And then 65 plus 27, that is 92. And 92 plus 8, that is 100. If you notice, the last cumulative frequency, or the cumulative frequency of the last class interval, is just equal to the total number of frequency, or your n. Then find the location of your median class. Your n, we know that it's 100, so you will just have 100 over 2, and then you have the th here. That means it's the location, or the number of observation, which is the 50th observation. And then from there, we have to use this formula. So let's continue. I have here the table again so that we will be able to find, I can show you where the median class is and the other symbols that we use. So you have 5, you have 23, and then this is 65, 92, and 100. Okay. Since from the information that we had earlier, your n over 2, which is your location of the median, is the 50th. So it is somewhere here. So this one now is your, we call it median class. And if you have there, if that is the median class, and I'm going to write our median formula here, okay, is equal to L plus n over 2 minus the sum of f sub L over f of med times I, okay? So we know that I is, so you will have this one is 50, so we have that already. And then our lower limit is 66, so that the true lower limit is, we will have, say, I'm going to have all the information here. So let's have, then let's have I is equal to 3, okay? Then your L is the true lower limit. Our lower limit in our median class is 66. The true lower limit is minus 0.05. So that gives you 65.5. And then your summation of f sub L is the cumulative frequency of the class interval preceding the median class. Or in other words, just the sum of the frequencies of the preceding class intervals. So which is equal to 23, and this is your f sub L. So that is 23. And then of course, your frequency of the median class is equal to, this is your frequency of the median class, which is equal to 42. And with all this information that you have, you can now calculate the median of our data. So you will have median is equal to, or I'll just use ME is equal to the lower limit, which is 65.5. So you will have 65.5 plus n over 2 is 50 minus 23 all over 42 times 3. Okay, so from there you will have, we'll change this so that it would be clear for us. You can cancel 30 and 42, that is just 1, and 3 and 42, so that is 14. So we will simplify further. You will have 65.5 plus, what is 50 minus 23? That is 27 over 14. And what is 27 over 14? you have, that is approximately 1.9 something. Okay, so let's just have the approximate of that. So it's like 65.5 plus 1.9. So that gives you 67.4. And this is now your median. And if you notice, if 67.4 is in the median class, our answer is correct. Otherwise, if you arrive in an answer that is not in this class interval, then your answer is wrong. But in this case, 67.4 is somewhere in 66 to 68, then this is your answer is correct. Then let's have the mode of our grouped data. So when you say mode, that is the observation with the most or the maximum frequency. Now let's have, and that is for ungrouped, but what about for grouped data? So you have here, the mode is calculated by a formula constructed taking into consideration two class intervals, okay? So the first class interval that we take into consideration is the one preceding the modal class, and the other one is the one succeeding the modal class. So let's have that here. So you have our formula, mode is equal to L, which is the true lower limit of the modal class, and then d sub 1, I of course is the class interval, the class size, sorry. D sub 1 is the difference between the frequency, the difference between the frequency of the modal class and that of the frequency preceding the modal class. And then of course, d sub 2 is the difference of the frequency of the modal class and that of the frequency succeeding this time the modal class. Now I will show you how to identify them with our example here. So you have here the same data that we had for our median. So you have weights in kilos is your class interval, and the number of athletes is your frequency. So I have it here. The mode is, I will write the formula of mode this time. Mode is equal to L plus d sub 1 over d sub 1 plus d sub 2, that is the quantity, times I. Okay? So where is our modal class? The modal class is where the maximum or the highest frequency is found or located. So that 42 is our highest frequency. Therefore, this is our modal class. So the mode must be between 66 to 68. Now let's see. What is our D sub 1? D sub 1 is the difference between the frequencies of the modal class, okay? So this is the frequency, 42 is the frequency of the modal class, and that of the class preceding the modal class. So let's have our symbols here. So your L, let's have L is equal to the lower limit of the modal class, the true lower limit. So the lower limit is 66, then therefore the true lower limit is 65.5. And then of course your I is equal to 3. And then your D sub 1 is equal to the difference of the modal class, which is 42, the frequency of the modal class, minus the frequency of the class preceding the modal class, and that is 18, which is equal to 24. And then your D sub 2 is equal to, this time D sub 2 is the difference between the modal class, the frequency of the modal class, which is 42, and that of the class succeeding the modal class, which is 27. So that is minus 27, and that gives you 15. So with all these informations here, then we can find our mode. So let's have the mode now of our, so let's have MO, that is stands for mode, is equal to L, which is 65.5, plus D sub 1, the quantity of your D sub 1, which is 24, all over 24 plus 15 times your I, which is equal to 3. And then let's try to do some arithmetic here. So that is equal to 65.5 plus 24 over 39 times 3. And then if you are going to simplify that further, you can have, that is 13. So you will have 24, say 24 divided by 13, that is approximately 1.8. So you will have, your answer would be 65.5 plus 1.8 approximately. So your answer will be mode, therefore MO is equal to 67.3. And that is within our modal class 66 to 68. So this is now your answer. The mode is 67.3. Then that's all for today. I want you to do some activity here. You need to find the median and the mode of the given data here. I want you to write this in your notebook, and that will be checked when you come to school in July. Thank you very much. This is your teacher, Christina. See you next week.